When Japan was just 1 point away from defeating Team China, Harimoto Tomokazu let out a furious roar toward the Chinese bench, while young star Matsushima Hiroto raised his arms in celebration. World number 1. Wang Chuqin had lost. Veteran Liang Jingkun had lost. Down 0-2, China was standing on the edge of a cliff. Coach Wang Hao's face turned heavy on the sidelines. Only Lin Shidong was left to play the final match. If he lost too, China would suffer a humiliating 0-3 sweep. People had been saying for a while that the Chinese men's team was in decline. Was this the moment it all finally collapsed? But just when everyone thought it was over, Lin Shidong and his teammates showed the world what true Team China spirit looks like. It was the 2025 Asian Championships in India, China versus Japan in the men's team semi-final. In the past, this matchup was pure entertainment for fans. No one ever worried about the result. As long as Ma Long and Fan Zhendong were there, victory was almost a given. But after the Paris Olympics, Ma Long stepped away from the international stage and Fan Zhendong withdrew from world competition. The golden era seemed to be fading. In just 1 year, the Chinese men's team no longer dominated the podium. Last year's Asian Championships final, Lin Shidong lost 1-3 to Harimoto. At the WTT Montpellier event, only Lin reached the semifinals, before falling 0-4 to France's Alexis Lebrun, who went on to become Europe's first ever Champions Series winner. Then came the 2025 World Cup. Brazil's Hugo Calderano shocked the world, defeating Wang Chuqin in the semis and crushing Lin Shidong in the final to claim South America's first table tennis world title. Brazil even declared they were ready to end China's reign. For the Chinese men's team, it felt like setback after setback, far from their once untouchable glory. Now, every tournament felt like a test of survival. This Asian Championships team event was supposed to be a key rehearsal before next year's World Team Championships. Japan arrived with its strongest lineup, Harimoto, Matsushima, and Miyotsuka Daito, fully intent on taking down China. In the opening match, Japan sent Harimoto as their number 1, while China surprisingly held back Wang Chuqin and fielded Liang Jingkun instead. Liang had beaten Harimoto 7 times in 9 previous meetings, so fans were hopeful. And sure enough, the match went the distance. 5 full games. Liang once again dragged it into a decider, but at match point he misread a serve and lost. Harimoto screamed toward the Chinese bench again, showing off his dominance as Japan's top star. China now faced even more pressure. In the second match, world number 1 Wang Chuqin faced 18-year-old Matsushima Hiroto. On paper, Wang was the heavy favorite, but the duel turned into another thriller. 5 games, point for point. In the decider, Wang made a few unforced errors, and Matsushima attacked relentlessly. Wang Chuqin lost. China trailed 0-2. Matsushima raised his arms in triumph as the Indian crowd joined Japan's celebration. It was the darkest moment for Chinese men's table tennis. Lose one more match, and they'd be out, ending the team's semifinal run and perhaps symbolizing the fall of a dynasty. But then, Lin Shidong stepped up. He had lost to Harimoto, to Moregard, to Lebrun, even to a 15-year-old from Iran. But this time, there was no room for another loss. He carried the last hope of his team. When he clinched that crucial point, Lin didn't roar or celebrate. He simply clenched his fist in quiet relief. He did it. Now the pressure returned to Wang Chuqin, who had to face Harimoto again. Harimoto was full of confidence, celebrating after every point. But Wang stayed calm, destroying him 11-1 in the second game. The next 3 games were a war. In the decider, Wang held firm, taking the win and tying the score at 2-2. Everything came down to the final match, Liang Jingkun's redemption battle. He lost the first game, trailed 6-10 in the second, but refused to give up. He fought for every point, switched serves, chased every ball, eventually stealing the game 13-11. He lost the third, but if he dropped the fourth, it would all be over. Focused and determined, he took it 11-4. Once again, the match reached a deciding 5th game. Both players were tense, every shot carrying the weight of their teammates' hopes. And then, Liang stormed ahead 10-3, sealing the win and the comeback of the year. The Chinese bench erupted. After 4 hours, 25 intense games, the impossible had happened. This wasn't just a victory of skill, it was a victory of spirit. It was Lin Shidong's quiet fight in the face of pressure, Wang Chuqin's redemption after defeat, and Liang Jingkun's fearless stand when everything was on the line. That's the soul of Team China. Battered, doubted, yet still unbreakable. As Wang Chuqin once said,
向大家向所有人证明，乒乓球队还是那个乒乓球队。